Let's start at the beginning. This is me, aged 11, and this is my very first fish tank, 2 foot, and no one taught me the tricks of the trade on how to set it up. So when I filled it up for the first time, I ended up cracking the bottom, simply because there was no foam underneath. When you're setting up a fish tank, you should always put styrofoam underneath the tank to absorb any shock or uneven wear, so as the tank itself is sitting on a nice even flat surface, so as this won't happen. You can see a good example of it here under this 6 foot fish tank that I owned in later years. All the photos and pictures you're seeing in this video all belong to me, the fish, the tanks, over the years that I've owned. So I hope you enjoy them as we go along. Next, you want to put your gravel in. You will make sure you wash the gravel first. Give it a good rinsing and a good wash. You don't want too much dirt getting into your nice clean fish tank. So when the gravel goes in, you want it nice and clean, and then you want to put the ornaments in after that. At this point, some people would tell you to put in an under gravel filter. I would say don't bother, they're more trouble than they're worth, and do trap the contaminants underneath the actual gravel and you can't get at them. When you just use gravel alone, there's devices on the market like vacuums you can use to suck out all the dirt from time to time. You'd be better off getting yourself a power filter. The one that sits outside pumps the water from below the tank back up into the tank and creates a bit of a waterfall, which also aerates the water. Although these can be very expensive, and you probably want to be a little more serious into your fish before you go this route. There's a couple of types. There's the one that sits outside of the tank and another one that actually goes inside the tank. The one that goes inside the tank is really just a sponge which can be taken out and washed under cool clean water and take all the contaminants out of it. But the sponge has a plastic tube with a place at the top for the air line from your pump to attach. So as you run air through it, and it sucks the water through the sponge and cleans the filter, thus being a nice cheap version of the filter system, which works quite well. This one in this tank here worked very well. Just on a quick note, with the waterfall variety, where the water is pumped in above the water level to make a bit of a flow and a waterfall, it can be noisy. Some people find it soothing and enjoy the sound. Other people find it annoying and don't enjoy the sound. Our kitty cat here in this example is having a sneaky drink from the bubbles that are coming up from ours. You can also aerate the water using one of these, a pump. Pumps can be a little bit quieter. You still will hear them running from time to time, but yeah, it's good to have a little bit of water current going on and a bit of aeration. You don't have to go and buy real plants and everything to get a really good setup, although you could go this route, but it's more expensive. I found using plastic plants and just a picture poster that goes from any fish shop and gets sticky taped onto the back of the aquarium made it look absolutely amazing. You can get some posters that actually have like plants and look very realistic once put on the back, and give that depth to the tank that makes it look like it goes on forever. Check out some of these examples on these tanks here. And then to finish it off, I've gone down to the river and found some timber that's already been soaking in the water and is on the bottom, because this is what we call water soaked timber. Otherwise, if you get timber and you want to soak it, it takes weeks before it'll sink to the bottom. So you're best off just go to a creek somewhere, find timber that's already been sitting on the bottom, clean it, give it a good wash, make sure it's all clean before you put it in there. And some fish actually like to suck on that timber, especially the sucker fish. It's actually good for them. Or you could cheat and go down to the pet store and buy some mallee wood, which has been pre-soaked. Again, it won't be cheap. Now it's time to put water in your fish tank. It's Best to put aged water in if you can. This is water that's been left out for about a week in the sun, so all the chlorine can be evaporated out of it. But if you don't have aged water and you have to use tap water, then Start Right is the go. You put a teaspoon of Start Right in and it neutralises all the chlorine and gets the tank ready for the fish. Just make sure you read the instructions. And some water age you probably wouldn't go astray either. While you're getting the water age and all these other little bits and pieces from the pet shop, don't forget to get your pH test kit so as you can test the pH for acidity and alkaline. It should be in the green, and the cards that come with these test kits show colours. If it's blue, it's too alkaline. If it's yellow, it's too acid. It should be green in the middle, what we call a nice neutral. You should test it regularly, at least about once a week, because fish poo will change the conditions of the water. It'll either send it too alkaline or too acidy. Sometimes if you put seashells and things in the tank, that will send it acid. You don't want to use anything that's salt water in these tanks. It's supposed to be fresh. And we should also clean our tanks about once a month, getting the old gravel suction going so as to suck all the fish poo and contaminants out of the gravel. Give them a nice clean environment. Keep that tank crystal clear. It's the best way to go. And don't forget to clean the filters. What you need is a power filter, Mum. This is me here, helping my mum clean her fish tank out when I was about 20 years old. Well, that was a few years back. How long has it been since this tank was cleaned? About 4 weeks. Check out my 70s sideburns. Now we're ready to put the fish in, right? Oh, hang on, this is a shark. We don't want that one. We want the fish. When the water's been aged and the tank's had about a day to settle, it's time to put the fish in. To do this, you'll bring them home in plastic bags. You want to float them in the plastic bag in the water they're going into for about 5 minutes to 10 minutes before releasing them, so as they can adjust to the temperature of the water. If you fail to do this, you could end up shocking your fish and it could end up in fatalities. And if you're starting out with goldfish, that's all you need to do to get their tank set up. They don't need any heat source. They're a very good hardy fish, a good learning fish to start off with, and they don't require too much looking up. They're a fantastic, I love fish when I started with fish. Fish ponds can be set up outside exactly the same way as a fish tank, with all the same sort of ingredients to get the water going. This is one I set up in a bathtub out the backyard and worked very well as I sunk it into the ground and make my own little fish pond. People use spa baths and all sorts of things, but you've got to keep in mind the depth of the water, because if it's too deep, you've got to fence it, same as a pool, so you don't want it that deep. For tropical fish, however, you are going to need a heater to heat the water. The water needs to be around 24 degrees. Here's an example of a heater being used in one of my tanks here. Then from tropical fish you can go the full hog to the very professional saltwater tank, which takes a lot of work to look after, and you want to be pretty dedicated and into your fish if you're going to be doing that one. You need to go to the beach, get water every 2 weeks, or else be prepared to buy salt and do half water changes quite regularly. To keep the water pristine, you need a wave machine and a skimmer box. The wave machine attaches inside of the fish tank and creates a current and imitates waves. This makes the fish feel more at home and feel like they're still in the ocean. And lastly, if you're going to have coral and sea anemones, then you need to feed them. They're living creatures and they do need food, which you can get at any fish store. Well, that's it for now. Your fish tanks should all be set up and running nicely. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next video.